What up, y'all? On today's video, we're gonna be doing a review of the 2018 Academy Awards, commonly known as the Oscars. Are y'all ready? It's lit. Hashtag I hate Miguel.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. Relax just a little bit. You don't gotta worry, you can just
Yeah, what up, everybody? It's your boy Bright here, the R&B kid, and you're tuned into an episode of On the Bright Side. If this is your first time on my channel, please go ahead and hit that like button, share this video, and if you watch the whole thing and you enjoy, you might as well hit that subscribe button and support your boy, okay? On this channel, I talk all things music and entertainment, while always keeping things positive and always finding the bright side of everything. Hashtag I hate Miguel. Miguel is my little fucking American Sign Language partner in the background.
You already know, son. Got you.
Okay, y'all, what's good? So, like I said, this is going to be a review of the 2018 Academy Awards, also more commonly known as the Oscars. I have my boy Miguel here with me. Listen, guys, I could go on and on about how much I love this guy right here. He's probably like, I'm going to start crying. He's one of my favorite people in the entire world. He's not for real. Like, so Miguel is here because we discovered a love for movies together a long time ago. I don't even know how it started, but to give you a little background, guys, I met Miguel at UMass Amherst in my last semester of school. He was an incoming, or you were a graduate student.
I was a first year grad student.
Talk about our UMass beginnings. Well, you can start.
Oh yeah, no. You know, as you know, people know or anything like that, I'm a grad student doing my master's in school counseling. So
he's on some boss shit, y'all. He just got his he just got his acceptance to be to get into a doctoral program at UMass too. So he's on his boss shit right now.
Yeah, you know, we working hard, man, just like everybody else, you know. No, but you know, I met Bright. You know, was it about to be a couple? Yeah, about 2-3 years ago. You know, you know, I working with student groups and stuff like that. I met Bright, and I don't know, there was this guy with all this energy, and I'm like, I like this guy, man. There's something about this dude. And then next you know, we're like hitting it off with music and movies, and I'm like, that's it right there, man. So, you know, and we just been hitting it off, and it's dope, man. You know,
right.
Love this dude right here, man. So
I
really
love this guy.
Shout out to him doing this big work. Y'all need to really subscribe, share, do all of that, because this man is real right here. So, for real.
Appreciate you, bro.
No doubt, you know it.
So the question I was thinking before, I actually have been thinking about this all day before we start recording this video. How did me and you, like, do you remember how, because I don't, do you remember how me and you, like, realized that we both, like, were, like, movie nerds?
I don't know. It was just like,
we must have had a convo and then it just kind of slipped out.
Like, you know, because we had a multitude of conversations. So I was like,
yeah, for real.
But and then next you know, we're just like, oh snap, this dude was about the same life.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I
yeah.
love it. It's always hard to find somebody, you know, who's really into the music, yeah, but I'm like movies
and movies too.
When it comes to movies, like I feel like I don't get to talk to people like that about it. You know, I'm always like very like not isolated, but I don't find that many people to really like talk about it. So when I find somebody who's has that same passion, who gets excited the same way I do, and I'm like, I'm like, you know, it's a beautiful thing, man. So like I'm very happy that, you know, to be able to even be here to talk about the Oscars a little bit and even, you know, just do what we do.
For real. You know, so guys, just a little background. I really wanted to do this video because, as you guys know, my channel is really focused on music. But something that a lot of people probably don't know about me is that I'm really like a low-key movie nerd. Miguel knows that, but not a lot of people really know that. And that's one of the ways we connected. I mean, when I first met Miguel back in 2016, we, like, you know, just like a lot of other young, you know, people of color, we were talking about music all the time. And we talking about rap, R&B, everything. But at some point we started talking about movies, and I don't remember how, but we started talking about movies, and then I was like, oh my god, this dude Miguel, like, is a movie nerd just like me. Like, he loves film, and not on a surface level, but like on a deep level. And that's the difference. I really wanted to do this video, guys, because like I said, my channel is focused on music, but not a lot of people know that I really love movies. So I wanted to do this video, kind of show this side of myself. And because I always say I talk all things music and entertainment, but I haven't really done a lot of other stuff in entertainment up until now. So
I slide on it.
Yeah, I told Miguel, I was like, Miguel, you have to do this video with me. Not only because I miss you, because I want to be, not only because I miss you, because I want people to see how much he knows about movies, how much we both love movies, but also because I feel like the world doesn't get enough images of young male, young male people of color, really loving movies and like talking about them on a deep level, analyzing them.
Yeah, I really feel like it's like a lost art, honestly.
Yeah,
it's like, and I mean, and maybe we'll touch upon this later, but I think I love the fact, a lot of these big time movies that are getting all this accolades are coming from a lot of young, innovative, especially people of color of mine that are really doing some really cool stuff. So I think to be able to talk about this, it's like it's a whole nother. It's really a blessing, and and I think that I'm hoping in the next couple of years, people start finding that love again to really talk about movies again. Movies are it's another piece of art. It's expression. It's things like it's an escape for folks to go into another world. You know what I mean? Like you have books, which is cool, but it's something about a movie that brings like a special connection to something else and to find a piece of you. So I think that's really dope.
For real. So I mean, growing up, guys, I was never really a book person. I mean, I can read. I'm educated. Don't get it twisted. I got a college degree. We going for our second soon. We can read. We got degrees. But I've just always appreciated art through music and movies because I'm a very visual and audio person. Absolutely. And I just feel like there's a deeper layer that you're able to connect to with music and movies. Absolutely. And like I said, I really just want to do this video, guys, because there's not enough images of young men of color talking about movies. So I want y'all to see how what you're about to see, this is what we do all the time. But now I'm about to have it on camera for my channel because I just wanted to do it. All right. So is there anything else you want to talk about before we start? Or
I think we pretty much covered up, touched on the big subjects, the whole overall scope. So I think good work, baby.
Good work, man. Yo, guys, I love this man so much. Y'all don't understand. Oh, just in case y'all don't understand, me and Miguel were born as twins. Yeah. But we were separated at birth, and for some reason he became Dominican. I don't know what happened. And he didn't stay Nigerian.
And I was born probably 4 or 5 years before. But it's okay. It's okay. It's alright. But we don't worry about it.
But no, honestly, on some real shit, I can't say enough. Guys, this is a lesson in life. When you find somebody that you connect with and that you just hold on to them. I feel like in this day and age, a lot of people don't hold on to people that they love for whatever clicks or for social reasons or whatever. Like, if you find someone that you really connect with, stick with that person. Continually text them, call them, connect with them. Because I literally I don't see Miguel ever, but we text all the time. We stay in contact and he's someone I don't have to see him for 2 years, and when we get together, it's like
yo, we just saw each other yesterday.
Yeah, and now those type of friends you have to keep around, guys. So that's just a lesson for life. I love this man right here.
You already know our little. You already know.
Yo, I love this boy. All right, let's get into this video, guys.
Let's do that.
All right, let's get into this. So guys, first we're gonna start by just talking about some highlights of the show that we noticed. So yeah, this video is late, y'all, but he was busy, so better late than never. At least we're putting it now.
That's why I love this dude, because easily he could have been like, yo, bump Miguel, I'm gonna just do this on my own, whatever, and it would have been no hard feelings, honestly. But he was like, yo, I'm gonna wait for you. When you come back and everything, so I definitely was like, yo, I gotta make the trip to come see Bright. We gotta do this video because I gave him my word. So hopefully y'all enjoy our little our reactions and everything like that. So,
I hope so,
no doubt.
I had to do the video. I had to. I told you I want to do a lot more videos with my friends who are into music and movies and all that stuff too. So all right, do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about Jimmy Kimmel first?
I mean,
no. Okay, so I'll talk about Jimmy Kimmel. So Jimmy Kimmel hosted the show.
I've never been a fan of Jimmy Kimmel.
You never been?
I don't know. He's just never been like that.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I mean, I have nothing against Jimmy Kimmel. I think he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's cool, but it's just he's never been my cup of tea. Honestly.
I get it. I think to be honest, guys, I think he actually did a really good job of hosting the show. But I guess we're gonna talk about this later. But I'll talk about it now. You want to talk about the Wrinkle in Time shit? I want to talk about this because this is the thing I'm kind of getting tired of with Jimmy Kimmel hosting the Oscars. I'm tired of him doing these like funny, like I'm gonna have like all these celebrities do this funny shit during the show. Like I
think it's too much of a force.
Yeah, it's just forced.
It's like yo, let's be here for the show. Let's be for the awards. Like let's not do all that gimmicky shit. You know, like it's too much. Because then it's just like you distract people from the actual thing, and then you have that, but then you got somebody who wins an award for the first time, and you kicking them off the stage after like 2 minutes.
That's real shit. That's real shit.
They're trying to process their thoughts and be like, "Yo, I just won this award. Like I worked my ass off to get this, but you put in the damn cueing the damn music in the background." That
shit gets me so tight. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all know. I read an article that I think broke this down perfectly. There was an article talking about why the fuck, it was saying like, why the fuck is Jimmy Kimmel having all these celebrities go across the street to another theater to go like surprise movie fans who were seeing Wrinkle in Time, when and on top of the fact that there was a competition to see who could have the shortest speech. Why? When you could have saved all that time giving people more time to do their speeches. And on top of that, I don't know if you know, because you didn't even watch the whole show, the show ran to almost midnight.
Yeah, I saw it was like 3 hours and like 55 minutes, whatever.
Yo, the show ran to almost midnight. Oscars usually are like about 3.5 hours, so usually it'll go on to like 11:30. This shit literally went till midnight, and I was like, bro, like I gotta go to work tomorrow. Like, so I
think that's definitely, they need to really cut that crap out. Like, yo, and I mean, like I will say, I mean, we could touch upon it now. It's like it was kind of cool for those folks to get to see the celebrities and dope. But I'm like, we don't really need to do all of that. Like, let them people watch, Wrinkle in Time, get whatever. Like, it's cool. But I'm like, yo, let's focus on the show. Focus on the people who, who dedicated their life, countless hours of work to be able to even get that kind of recognition. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them savor that. Don't cut somebody off. And then especially you're gonna have a long ass show anyway. And still be like that. Like I really always have issues with that. I think that's really messed up. Honestly.
No, for real. Imagine if you work your whole life to work on the script,
and you're gonna be like 2 minutes.
Right, 2 minute speech. Nah, thank you, bye.
I was like, nah, y'all gonna have to get my ass out here. I'm gonna say thank you to everybody.
Right, that shit crazy.
Everybody get a thing.
Yeah, so all the award shows, y'all gotta stop doing that. Let these people speak. Stop putting on the music. That shit is getting annoying. For real shit. People working their whole lives for this shit, and y'all disrespecting them.
Yeah, you want to be out here shooting like hot dog cannons.
That shit was crazy. Army Hammer the. Alright, so Jimmy Kimmel was, I like his opening monologue, and I like his hosting duties in general. He talked about the Me Too movement. He talked about, he blasted Harvey Weinstein. He talked about all types. He talked about all the movies in general. I enjoyed his little,
it was cool. Like, don't get it wrong. Like I said, it was cool. Like I said, he's just never been like a really like
I get it.
Fan of me. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. So actually, let's jump ahead.
Yeah, let's just do that.
To because this time we're connected. So let's jump ahead.
Yep.
In terms of people who could host future Oscars, Tiffany Haddish and Maya Rudolph.
Yo,
let's talk about it. Yo, Tiffany Haddish, you're a queen. I love you. Maya Rudolph, you've been a queen. You've been a legend.
Yes, big time.
Both of y'all, to me, are two very underrated. Well, Tiffany Haddish not so much underrated now, but Maya Rudolph, underrated.
I feel like she really be getting slept on.
Maya Rudolph is funny as fuck. Y'all be sleeping. Maya Rudolph is funny as hell.
She had me dead in Bridesmaids.
I'm about to say, Bridesmaids is my favorite movie. Yeah, if you're not seeing Bridesmaids, go watch that movie. That movie is a laugh from start to finish.
Like a lot of that cast, it's like a lot of cast you see now, and I'm and you put them all in that movie together, you're like, it was that movie's a trip.
That shit was crazy.
I feel like that's another slept on movie. Like people don't talk about. Like,
people don't talk about.
Hilarious.
I think
that
honestly,
bathroom scene. What?
Guys, I honestly think Bridesmaids is a new comedy classic to me. That's me. I love Bridesmaids.
I think it's definitely like a modern comedy classic out here.
And especially in this Me Too movement, guys, I want to give a highlight to a movie that was like female focused that I think could hold its own, comedy wise with some of the biggest like all male comedy movies ever. So shout out to Bridesmaids. So Maya Rudolph and Tiffany Haddish came out to I forgot which. I think they're presenting for like short action.
It was some
category they're presenting for, and they came out there talking about how they toes was falling off, and they were talking about the shits and piss that they were taking each other's movies.
And then Tiffany Haddish talking about Meryl Streep gonna be my mom.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be my mom. Like, I'm talking to my mom.
She like, Meryl, you gonna be my mama one day.
Yo, even on her Instagram, I think she had a picture like with Meryl, and she was saying the same shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, she was talking about that too. I'm like, yo.
Oh, yo, I saw this video where Meryl was walking the red carpet before the show, and did you see how Tiffany Haddish came across, and she hopped over that bitch like, Meryl, I love you. What's up? And I was like, that. You better go find your idol, Tiffany. You better go find your idol.
I mean, deadass, yo. Honestly, if I was like in that, I'd probably be the same one. Not like, man.
Bruh, I would be like, yo, Meryl, what's poppin'? My name is Tiffany. I'm lit right now. I'm the new it girl. And what's up? We need to work together. Like, what's, yo.
Nah, I'm really happy for Tiffany Haddish, man.
She's doing it right now.
She's doing the damn thing,
She's
man.
doing it. I'm so happy for her.
She's definitely been doing her thing.
For real. It's so good to see someone that's like from the hood, like just out here
and remains authentic to herself.
Right. She at whole 38, she's staying herself.
Like, she ain't changed for anyone. Right, I think that's the realest part about her.
That's for real. That's real. So shout out to them. They probably were probably one of the best highlights of the whole show. Yeah, they need to not only do they need to host future Oscars, but I'm waiting for the movie. Whatever.
Oh no, it's gonna be a shit show. I mean,
to all you writers in Hollywood, I'm waiting for the perfect movie for them too. They need to be on some like buddy cop shit, or on some like Bridesmaids with just the two of them. It needs to happen, like for real.
Shit.
That shit needs to happen. I cannot wait to see that shit.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, so the actress whoever had the shortest speech, like I said, was gonna go away with the jet ski. I thought that shit was cute, but it was low key unnecessary. It wasn't.
I mean, I think that's dumb.
It was whatever.
I don't. Y'all already know how I feel about that. It's a dub for me.
It wasn't necessary. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about in terms of, I think it was a highlight for me at least. Miguel, you can talk about it too. Was Ashley Judd, Selma Hayek, and Annabella Sciorra's speech about their perspective and their experience with the Me Too movement, and just kind of as women them banding together and kind of talking about this new time we're ushering in of the
not putting up with this shit
no more, and the end of sexual harassment in Hollywood circles. So I'll let Miguel talk about this too, but I thought this was a beautiful moment in the show. I'm gonna be surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I really thought the Me Too movement was gonna take more of a center stage at the Oscars, especially because I feel like it took center stage at the Golden Globes.
So I'm like, well, I think that's always been like, I always feel like there's always a problem between the Golden Globes and the Oscars. It's like you think the momentum is gonna carry, right, but then it's like two different things. That's real. So it's so I think, but yeah, definitely to piggyback off, it was definitely a beautiful moment seeing them three like to be able to be together there But
it was beautiful.
So I don't know. It was really it's really emotional seeing that sometimes because you see these women that put work hard and everything, and then to be taken advantage of and all whatever circumstances is by some of these predators out here who get to be, because they are who they are, what they do, and it's unfortunate. So absolutely. Yeah,
so that was a great moment to see. Like I said, I really wish the Me Too movement kind of took more of a center stage at the show, but I'm glad it was there. It was great to see those women band together and really bring this issue to light at one of the biggest shows of the year in Hollywood. So that was great. Okay, guys, so a few more things we wanted to talk about in terms of highlights, besides the categories themselves, which we'll get to in a second. We really wanted to talk about Lupita Nyong'o and what's his name, Kumail Nanjiani, I think his name. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, bro, but you were amazing in The Big Sick. The Big Sick is an amazing movie. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. Big Sick is so good. It should have been nominated for Best Picture, low-key. Well, maybe not Best Picture, but it did get Best Original Screenplay.
I mean, yeah, I think, but yeah, that movie was
so underrated.
It was so slept on. Like, I remember I went into the theaters, I was like, when I saw that, and I was like, and then I was like, damn. I sat there like, man, this movie's off the chain.
It was really good.
And, you definitely get a really... And then, like, I didn't realize it at the end. I'm like, that was based off his own life.
Real life.
And I was like, I was like this, like, oh. I'm like, oh, this is dope as hell.
Right. That was an amazing film.
Yeah, that was.
So, Lupita Nyong'o and Kumail went out there. I forgot which category they were presenting, but they talked about them being immigrants, and they talked about, supporting the Dreamers, and they didn't really like name DACA specifically, but we all knew they were talking about DACA, and they just gave support to all the Dreamers out there. And as someone who as someone who's a first generation Nigerian born in this country, I was born in this country, but as someone who is the first generation of Nigerian parents, that was just beautiful to see, especially because, like I said, we are two men of color, and we
first gens,
and first generation, and we no shade, but we probably have more knowledge of a lot of the movies that were in contention for Oscars this year than probably some white people that are watching this video right now. No shade. So at the end of the day, like that tells you right there how much diversity and variety of races and culture is needed, not only in America but all over the world.
Yeah, especially like and we're talking about Hollywood. For this case, like that's why we need to see more of that diversity, you know, because there's so many people out there that have stories to tell.
Amen.
And
yes,
Lord. They like, you know, even if it's their own stories or, or the stories that they create, there's so many things out there that, you know, but Hollywood likes to keep everything by the status quo, and it's very like it's very bland. I'm like, that's why I like to see some new shit coming out. And I'm like, yo, let's go, you know. That's, so, but yeah, no, talking about like, yeah, you know, being someone whose parents are immigrants. Well, my dad was born in New York City, but you know, he grew up in Dominican Republic, and you know what I'm saying. So I definitely, you know, resonate with that, and I love that, you know, that they took that platform to really talk about that, and you know, and say, you know, we're here, we're, you know what I'm saying, and we're not going anywhere. So whoever, you know what I'm saying, if you want, build whatever you want.
Build whatever wall you want, bro. We here.
We here. You know what I'm saying? You can take my, you can throw my ass over. I'm coming right back. I'm gonna find my ass right back here. So, whoever you want to throw, we gonna come right back, and we still gonna make noise. So remember that.
Yo, you know what's crazy? When they were presenting, I was just like, here, look at this beautiful Kenyan woman who was born in Mexico, who is an Oscar winner.
Man, she's beautiful, man. She's gorgeous.
One of the most beautiful. Lupita, you are beautiful. And then Kumail, he's not an Oscar winner, but he was one of the few people nominated. I don't know if he was the first, but one of the few Indian people nominated for Best Original Screenplay, which is an amazing achievement itself. It's one of the biggest awards ever.
Shout out to you.
Like, that's amazing. So there's talent in all races and all cultures. And Hollywood, the jig is up. It's time for y'all to stop playing with us. It's time for y'all to stop playing with people of color. I'm telling you, we are here.
It's time. We gotta write a screenplay or something pretty soon.
We're here.
We gotta see what's up, man.
We gotta write a screenplay.
Yeah, you know, I'm always thinking about that. I was like, yo, I should like.
What would we come up with?
That's the thing.
What would we come up with?
I have like, I'm always thinking about so much shit, and I'm like, damn, yo, how can you write like a dope screen? Oh, what you would write a dope screenplay?
Right. And where would you start and how would you finish?
You know, I would love to talk to like someone who's written one. Is like, yo, we'd love to talk about their process. Like, how do you get to how do you start from this, have all of this shit going here, and you put it on paper, and then you come up with these manuscripts of shit, like how?
That's real.
Because it's crazy, because you know, you gotta write the shit, and then you're like thinking of the movie, you're pretty much building the movie as you go. That shit is like, to me, it's crazy. I think I love the screenplay like awards, because I think that shit is so lit.
The original screenplay and adapted screenplay categories are probably two of the categories I respect the most.
Oh, absolutely.
Because,
and I think original more than adapted.
True. Because a good screenplay is literally the foundation of a movie. A lot of people think that, you know, visual effects, actors, all that stuff makes a good movie. But what people don't realize is your favorite movie, the only reason you probably love it is because of the story that it told and the character arcs that were developed throughout the movie. And that only was possible because of the screenplay. Yeah,
no disrespect to Transformers. I love Transformers, but
terrible screenplay.
I mean, come on, man. Visually, shit was all,
no. I agree.
You were talking about visual, so visually dope as hell.
Right.
But then
terrible story. You know, and that brings down some of the best movies that have the best actors.
The first one was good.
No, for real. So enough of that. Unless you want to talk about anything else.
I think we covered that.
All right. So the next thing we want to talk about before we get to the categories,
Kobe.
Miguel. Okay, I'm gonna say my little tidbit. Then I'm gonna let Miguel go. To see someone like Kobe Bryant, one of the premier athletes of our generation, go on to now becoming an Oscar, not only an Oscar nominee, an Oscar winner. That is like, you know how good that looks for just like young black boys that have looked up to Kobe. Like to see that he can diversify his talent and his portfolio outside of athleticism. That's so inspiring. And we need more black entertainers who are in one field. We need them to start taking more risk and entering into other fields, because it's a good look for all of us.
I will say, before I even go on it, like, I know a lot of the stuff that after he won, you know, a lot of stuff that surfaced
that shit,
was his past, like, and again, we don't know what happened, like, and who knows? And I mean, I think whatever. I'm not defending Kobe. I think, you know, he definitely fucked up, whatever. But I think I did like the fact, you know, to be able to talk about his passion for the sport, you know what I'm saying, and the love you have for the game, man. It's, you know, to be able to put it on film, even for a little like a little film, a short
animated film.
It was like, damn, man, that shit is dope. Like, you know, I love watching Kobe growing up. Like, he was definitely my favorite player watching that, and to be able to do that, you know, and, you know, shout out to John Williams for the music, for the score for that one too.
Okay, look at you.
You know what I'm saying? little knowledge there. But you know, I was just so happy because it's dope. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, and then I love that little shade he threw at the.
Yo, I was gonna say that shit was
shut up and dribble thing.
We're supposed to shut up and dribble. When he said that shit, I was dead. I was like, you better throw that shade.
But hey, man, yeah. Well, he shut up, he dribbled, and got an Oscar too. So shout out to Kobe for winning that one, man.
To whatever newscaster that was, I forgot what her name was. Do you have an Oscar to your name? Shut the fuck up. All right. Yo, people really be trying to come at us, bro. I'm over it.
Yeah, man. It's so good. Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna move to the categories, y'all. We're just gonna talk about the show in general. You want to start with Best Picture?
Yeah, I mean,
should we do the small category first and talk about Best Picture later?
I guess, yeah, we could go start small.
Okay, let's do the smaller categories first. Then we'll tackle Best Picture last.
We're not gonna touch on all.
Yeah, just the main.
Kind of like some of the smaller important ones.
All right, so do you want to talk about Best Director?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so let's talk about Best Director, guys. So Best Director, I don't want to name all the nominees, that'll be annoying. Let's talk about the winners, and we can talk about some other people. But so Guillermo del Toro won for Best Director for The Shape of Water, and something I was texting Miguel on Oscar night, guys. So there's something you guys need to realize about not only Guillermo winning Best Director this year, but what it has meant for the past few years. Guillermo winning Best Director this year was amazing to see for me, because not only is this man like, he looks like he's the sweetest, coolest, chillest dude ever. I want to meet that man because he's so humble, but he literally created one of the best pieces of art this year. And to see him win Best Director was so amazing. And especially in this era where I feel like people of color are just being diminished and underappreciated in Hollywood circles somewhat. It was so amazing to see he's Mexican,
yeah,
right?
He's Mexican.
Mexican director win Best Director
four out of the last 5.
4 out of 5 last year. So guys, in 2013, Alfonso Cuarón won Best Director for Gravity. An amazing movie.
Yeah, that movie was awesome.
And then the next year, in 2015 and 2016, Alejandro Inarritu,
yeah.
He won Best Director twice for
it was The Revenant.
What was the first one? Birdman, and then The Revenant.
Birdman was really good.
It was
interesting, but it was good.
I wasn't the biggest Birdman fan. I don't know.
It was weird, but it was good. I liked it though.
I thought Birdman was. You know what? I thought Birdman was cool, but I was tight when it won Best Picture though.
Yeah,
I feel like it should have won Best Picture.
I don't think it should have won Best Picture.
But I'm glad Alejandro won Best Director.
And he got the recognition. Yeah.
Director, it was directed amazingly. I don't think it should have won Best Picture, but it was directed amazingly.
Yeah.
And then the next year, he won again for The Revenant, which he should have won. And I also look, think The Revenant should have won Best Picture to kind of, well...
I really wish The Bear would have got nominated for something, man. The Bear
Best Supporting Actor?
Best Supporting Actor. The Bear, come on, man.
The Bear should Best Supporting
Actor. Everybody remembers that movie more for The Bear
than
even than Leo.
That's real.
No respect, Leo. Shout out to you.
No, but Leo, you been deserved your Oscar, bro. So shout out to you. You been deserved your Oscar.
Bro, like 15 years ago.
Mad long ago.
Yeah,
all right, so, and last year, Damien Chazelle won for La La Land, which was definitely deserved. And now for the fourth, just like Miguel said, for the 4th time in 5 years, a Mexican director has won Best Director again. Shout out to Guillermo del Toro. He's part of the what's the nickname for them? Like the he's part of the Three Amigos, I think it is. Like him, Alfonso, and Alejandro, they're all the Three Amigos. Like they're the 3 biggest Mexican directors in Hollywood. So I think
it's actually nice to see him get there because he's been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
And you know, like going back to I believe it was Pan's Labyrinth and all that back. You know that he's a person, you know, that he's been in it, like been able to create these creatures, these monsters,
right,
and to be able to, you know, put that on film and actually give notice for the work that he's done. I think it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I was very excited for him to win that. Even though, like, I did see, you know, Christopher Nolan, who's one of my favorite directors too. He got nominated. He ain't winning.
His time will come though. His time will come.
Yeah, I mean,
he should have. I don't think he was nominated for Best Director for Dark Knight.
No, I don't.
And he should have been.
That movie,
sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're absolutely right. I think, like, I mean, he had Interstellar and Inception and all of those. You know, those were big time movies. But but I mean, again, shout out to Guillermo, man. That's real talk right there.
Yo, just like Miguel saying, Christopher Nolan's work on Dunkirk was sublime. But at the end of the day, I'm very happy Guillermo won.
Yeah, me
because
too.
You know, Water was amazing.
Yeah,
it was Dunkirk, honestly, I think was a better achievement in directing somewhat.
Yeah.
But Guillermo, I think, the heart he put into The Shape of Water, I think, was more worthy of the win in the end.
Absolutely.
So I'm happy for him, and I think Guillermo is a good example of what can happen when you just stay humble and you hustle and you just keep grinding. Because like Miguel said, he's been doing this shit for a long time, and other directors who have not even been as consistent or as humble as him have probably won Oscars before. Yeah. And Guillermo put his head to the ground, and he just came out with this movie that has gotten all this love. And he's been making movies like this for a long time, but I'm happy that he finally got the movie with this type of budget and this type of acclaim and clout. And he finally got that Oscar. Not only one, two, which we'll talk about later. All right, so do you want to move on to Best Actor now?
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, you want to do screenplays and then move on to actors? Or not? We could do that actor. That's fine.
It's up to you. What do you want?
Yeah, let's do the actors.
Actor. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Best Actor, y'all. All right, so Gary Oldman won but he won Best Actor for Darkest Hour. I have not seen Darkest Hour in full. I don't really plan to. Not no shit against Gary Oldman or any. I'm not really interested in seeing that movie. I was interested to see Dunkirk, but I wasn't really interested to see Darkest Hour because it's not the type of movie where I feel like I'm like, oh, I need to see it. I
mean, from what I've seen a little bit, like he killed it.
I was gonna say the clips that I've seen of him, I've seen many clips. That dude looked like he deserved it.
He literally embodied the character of Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
I mean, and even Gary Oldman in general, it's a really dope actor, man.
Yeah.
You know, like going back to his work. I mean, you remember when he was in the movie Air Force One, where
I don't think I've seen that one.
He was like a Russian terrorist, like Harrison Ford back in the day, man. He was a good there, but I mean, and I loved him in the Dark Knight movies.
Yeah, he was so good in the Dark Knight.
Well, you know, Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He was. I really like his work. Like I really do like his work that he's done.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not that familiar with Gary Oldman's career and his catalog that much in his filmography, but I read a lot of articles that were saying that he's one of like the best actors around and that he's been deserved. So I'm very happy for him.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I didn't see Darkest Hour, but in the scenes that I did see, he looked like he just killed it.
Yeah,
so
he took over.
Yeah, but I also was telling Miguel a long time ago, I got a little bit of beef with this category. A little bit of beef because I really feel like as much as there were some amazing men of color in this category, shout out to Daniel Kaluuya, you killed it. Shout out to Denzel. I'm shocked he got the nomination, but I'm not mad. I liked Roman J. Israel, but my beef with this category, Timothée Chalamet. Guys, Call Me By Your Name is an amazing. I mean, we'll talk about it later in Best Picture. Call Me By Your Name is an amazing film. Whether you're straight, gay, bi, whatever, it don't matter. Whether you're white, black, Call Me By Your Name is an amazing film.
Yeah, I was waiting to talk to you about
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. But just as a Best Actor, I'm not gonna lie. This whole award season, I've been pulling for Timothée Chalamet. He didn't win the Golden Globe. He didn't win the SAG. He didn't win anything.
They did him dirty, man. He should have got something.
But you know what? This reminds me of when Leonardo DiCaprio was nominated for an Oscar for his like first role when he was like very young, and then he didn't get it. He didn't get it to like 2016. So
they don't do him like that.
No, yeah. I don't think Timothée Chalamet's gonna have to wait that long for his first Oscar. But I see a lot of resemblance between him and Leonardo DiCaprio in terms of where their careers will go. I think Timothée Chalamet will be like our generation's Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's gonna be
this young man. You can talk about it too. This young man, I think, will be one of these superstars of our time. Absolutely. He was phenomenal in Call Me By Your Name.
He was another one who took over. Who just took over like the screen, and I was like, man, this kid. Yeah, like you just felt like every emotion that he had in that film. You just felt it. I was like, damn, man. Like,
yo, did you watch that the last scene where he was looking at the fireplace? Just the last scene when he was crying at the fireplace. Just with that scene alone, he deserved the Oscar. Just with that scene alone,
no dialogue, nothing.
He just looked at the screen like.
And it hurt me, man.
And right, I was sitting there like, he's sad.
Bro, like I was on YouTube, I think like yesterday, the other day, like because I actually was rewatching the scene where, like a little before that, when he was talking to his dad. And I kept, I was like, damn. And then the thumbnail came up with that scene where he's, I'm like, I'm not doing this to myself right now, because I mean that scene with the pops, bro. I was like, dog.
Bro,
I'm like, no.
Every time, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen Call Me By Name a few times just because I feel like it's that good.
It's really good.
Every time I see that scene with him and his dad and he starts crying.
And because that's
acting 101, y'all. That's acting 101.
That movie, y'all need to go check that out.
So Timothée Chalamet, you killed it, bro. I honestly feel like you really deserve this Oscar for Best Actor, and I really feel like you should have been dominating this whole award season. But like we just said, You'll be back in time. You are very young. You have a whole career ahead of you.
They're gonna know your name.
Yeah, the Academy's gonna bless you soon. Don't worry. And honestly, I feel like it's okay because I feel like this was Gary Oldman's time to win. So Gary Oldman, I'm happy for you. Take it.
And shout out to the other like big time actors in it to be even in that same category because you had Gary Oldman, you had Daniel Day-Lewis, who that dude, I think he's retiring actually from acting. I heard.
Daniel Day-Lewis, why are you retiring, bro?
Yo, you're like,
why are you retiring?
Like that dude's a problem.
Daniel Day-Lewis is. Yeah. If y'all know who Daniel Day-Lewis is, go look him up. He's a 3-time Oscar winner, not for best supporting, for best actor 3 times. Yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis is one of the greatest actors in the world. And when I've been hearing that he's retiring in this past year, I've been really sad because he's still young. He still can act. I don't understand why he's retiring. But, so apparently, Fancy Thread is gonna be his last role. Yeah,
I was like, damn.
Why are you retiring? Like you're still healthy.
But yeah, and you know what I'm saying, Daniel Kaluuya and Denzel. So you know, big. That was a pretty big.
It was a good category. And I gotta shout out Daniel Kaluuya again because for Daniel Kaluuya to be a young black boy from the hood, from London. Yeah.
Yo, shout out to them cats from London, cause John Boyega.
Yes, no, them. Yo, the UK, Black UK is coming up in Hollywood. I'm here for y'all.
Yo, John Boyega is my guy.
John Boyega, I honestly thought he when I saw Detroit, I honestly thought he was gonna be nominated for maybe not nominated, but I thought Detroit was gonna get a little bit more love in this award season. I love Detroit, but I guess it just didn't pick up steam. But John Boyega in Detroit and just him in general, amazing.
Yeah, shout out to y'all.
But like I said, I gotta give love to Daniel Kaluuya because for Daniel Kaluuya to be not like Liddy, I think Get Out was one of his first prominent roles, and for him to be nominated for Best Actor, one of his first prominent roles with some of the greatest actors in movie history: Gary Oldman, Daniel Day-Lewis, Denzel Washington, Daniel Kaluuya, and Timothée Chalamet, Young Kings. Shout out to y'all, Young Kings. They're gonna be 2 of the problems in the industry coming up. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I love seeing these young dudes killing it.
Killing it.
It's gonna be good, man.
So excited.
No doubt.
All right, so now we're gonna talk about Best Actress, y'all. So I just showed Miguel Frances McDormand's speech when she won Best Actress. I had to show it to him. He didn't see it when it came out. I have to say, Frances McDormand winning Best Actress in her speech at the Oscars was probably one of my favorite moments I think I've ever seen at the Oscars.
That was dope.
She won Best Actress for her role in Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri as Mildred Hayes, which was honestly my pick for the win, so I'm glad she won. She's been steamrolling this whole award season. She's been picking up everything. She won the Golden Globe, she won the SAG, she won everything deservingly. As much as I love Sally Hawkins in Shape of Water, as much as I Margot Robbie killed it in I, Tonya. Saoirse Ronan, we're gonna talk about this later. We're gonna talk about it later. Okay, Saoirse Ronan,
I didn't really have it.
I love her, but to me,
her character, I didn't really like
her Lady Bird was like, I don't know. But and Meryl Streep in The Post was cool.
Again, no disrespect to the films because they're good films. Right, it was just my cup of tea.
You know, so we're gonna get into it later. But Frances McDormand to me was my pick for the win. She was amazing in 3 Billboards. Miguel hasn't seen that movie yet, but I told him go see it.
That's next on the queue.
He's gonna go see it because 3 Billboards is honestly, we'll talk about this later too. But 3 Billboards was kind of the movie that I wanted to win Best Picture, but we'll talk about that later. Guys, Frances McDormand giving love and telling all the female nominees, and not only because a lot of people will do that shit for their own category, like they'll be like, yeah, can all my other nominees stand up in my category?
Everybody.
She told female nominees in every category to stand up in the whole Dolby Theater. I literally was about to cry when I saw that shit. I was like,
that's real.
Like, it was such a beautiful moment to see all these female, amazing, beautiful nominees being recognized in one moment, and it just showed you the power that women have in Hollywood to be vehicles of amazing stories, just like she said.
They just gotta get the platform. They gotta give them, like she said, there's a lot of stories to be told that they need funding. So y'all little execs,
get it together.
Books.
Get it together.
Go to the meetings. Set the meetings up.
Get it together.
There's some really dope stories out there to be told, and y'all need to expand your horizons, open your minds up.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
That was a beautiful moment. Absolutely. I have to say, y'all, Frances McDormand is a motherfucking legend, y'all. She's a legend, and honestly, I've been familiar with her for a couple of years now, and I've kind of watched her over years, and she's just an amazing woman. She is like one of the only white women I think that is like just not afraid to like be herself and just like stupid and like not afraid of nobody. Like she's like I'm gonna be me and I don't give a fuck. Like, and I love that about her. She's such a boss. She's a legend. And she won her second Oscar this year. I'm so happy for her.
Shout out to her, man.
Her second Oscar. She deserved it.
Yeah.
For anybody who's not seen Three Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, you were doing yourself a disservice. That is an amazing film, and she murked it in that film. Go watch it.
No doubt.
Anything else you want to talk about with Best Actress?
No, I think you covered it perfectly. I mean, like, yeah, the other nominees were cool, but I'm probably gonna follow you on this one because it seems like, you know, she definitely killed it. And I mean, and I think from a lot of the articles, a lot of things I've read up to this point, like she killed that shit. She was like, yo, she took that shit and ran it.
She murked it, yo. So. Oh, last thing I want to talk about. Yeah. I was telling Miguel, I didn't know it too. He didn't know it.
Cool, yeah.
In the last part of Frances McDormand's speech, she said, I have 2 words for you guys: inclusion, writer. And when I watched it, I was like, what the hell is she talking about? I don't know. At first I thought she meant inclusion writer, like WRITER. And I was like, okay, maybe more inclusion with screenplays. Okay.
R-I-D.
Yeah.
R-I-D-E-R.
But she's saying writer like RIDR. So I looked it up on Google, and it's this whole concept that talks about, and you're gonna love this.
Mm-hmm.
An inclusion writer is it's like a part in a contract, or it's like a section of a contract for every actor, where an actor can, especially, I don't even think you have to be an actor of clout. I think any actor can do this if you want in your contract. I think you can demand, or at least request, to have like, I think like 50% of the not only the cast but the crew be people of color and not just diverse. So, like, you know, someone like Frances McDormand can say, listen, I'm gonna be going to shoot this movie three billboards, and I want to have half of the cast and crew be people, you know, straight, gay, people of color, or whatever, just diverse. And I never knew that existed.
That's dope as hell.
And it's crazy because Frances McDormand, I think she's like in her 60s now.
Yeah, she is.
And she said she just found out about it.
So
that tells you that all these freaking white bigots in Hollywood are not letting these actors know that they can do that. And that's part of the problem.
Keeping up with that status quo bullshit.
Right. Me and Miguel are movie nerds. How did we not know about this?
Facts. I just found out literally 10 seconds ago.
We didn't know about this. So it's like, Frances McDormand, thank you for bringing this to a wide level of knowledge, because nobody knew about this before, and thank you for doing this. Not every actor of prominence is gonna be doing this shit. Like, I want an inclusion writer.
Please.
I want half of the cast and crew to be diverse. Please.
I think it needs to be, make sure too that it's not just the women actors too. The male actors need to be at the forefront too.
The men too.
At this, like, they need to work together, and let's make this a thing. You know
for real. And honestly, guys, the movie industry will just be all the better for this being, you know, the regular thing to do. It'll be all the better, guys.
If y'all want to put Bright and I somewhere in there, you know what I'm saying? We is down for that movement.
Yeah.
Hey, put me in the movie, y'all.
Hey.
Y'all need some waters? I got y'all. I got y'all with a 24 pack.
I'll hold the grip. No, fuck that. My arm's gonna hurt after the whole day.
Alright, man. What y'all need, some coffees?
I'll be an assistant to a director, because that, I feel like, is some dope shit to do.
I'll fold up the chairs, whatever y'all need, man.
Alright, yo, let's move on to Best Supporting Actor, guys. So Best Supporting Actor went to Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Again, this was 3 Billboards. I think one of the only 2 things it won. And the interesting thing about this category, I've been watching this whole award season. When I realized that Sam Rockwell was at the forefront of this category, even since the beginning, I was kind of indifferent. I was happy because not only do I love that movie, but you can read up on all the articles talking about his character. His character is like, when you watch the movie, hit me up and we'll talk about it.
Got you.
His character is interesting because he acted the hell out of his role. He did an amazing job, but his character is one that I feel like is somewhat problematic for us to be kind of putting up on a pedestal. And I feel bad because Sam Rockwell had nothing to do with his character. And so I wanted to separate. This has nothing to do with Sam Rockwell. He was amazing. But his character in particular, I couldn't fully sit down and like be like, oh my god, yes, Officer Jason Dixon is an amazing person, and but then again, complex characters usually are some of the ones that really are given Oscar love. So it makes sense. His character was so complex, and he really went through a very interesting character arc.
Yeah, because then I think that speaks to the actor in itself.
Yes, it does.
If you're able to maneuver through the complexities of a character and are able to like bring forth that character and whatever that portrayal is supposed to be, if you could bring it into light the way it's supposed to be, then that you got to give that love to the actor. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. Sam Rockwell played a cop, Officer Jason Dixon, who was like a racist cop. And in the movie, you find out that in the past he had a history of brutality against all the men of color, usually pretty much all the black men in that town. They don't actually show it on camera, but throughout the movie they tell you that he's been known for beating up black men in that community. So he's a very flawed character. He plays very dumb in the movie. He's like a very dumb dude. He still lives with his mom, and like in his like 30s and 40s, I think. And so he's just a bum. He's a bum dude. But the interesting thing about his character, and this is why I say I'm indifferent, because the interesting thing about his character is that by the end of the movie, I low-key really liked him. So it was weird because
redeemable piece.
He was redeemed because at the end he pretty much sorry if I'm spoiling it, I'm sorry, I don't care. But at the end, he supports Mildred Hayes, Frances McDormand's character, and he supports her in her conquest to find the rapist and the killer of her daughter. And so by the end of the movie, you're like, okay, I really like Officer Jason Dixon for finally coming to his senses and realizing that he should do the right thing. But then at the beginning of the movie, he starts out as the biggest asshole in the world. He's like the biggest dickhead. So Sam Rockwell deserved the Oscar for, I guess, kind of going through that character arc. But his character in particular, I feel weird for knowing that was a character that won an Oscar, if that makes sense. So that's my only gripe with that category. But like I said, independent of the character, Sam Rockwell definitely deserved it. He killed it. But I also wanted to say, this whole award season, I was low-key pulling for William Dafoe in the Florida Project. I loved him in that movie, and his performance wasn't like out of this world, but it was just so like endearing.
So William Dafoe is just that dude, man.
I love him, and I don't know, I just really thought he would like kind of pick up at least one award throughout this whole, but Sam Rockwell has been killing this whole award season.
So I guess that part we just keep it going.
Yeah, so Sam Rockwell won everything. He won the Golden Globe, won the SAG, so he's gonna win the Oscar. But yeah, so I'm happy for Sam Rockwell.
No doubt.
I think that's all I want to talk about in this category. This is gonna be a long ass video. Want to talk about Best Supporting Actress, and then we'll talk about how predictable this shit was.
Yeah.
All right, so last category we talk about is Best Supporting Actress. Allison Janney! I'm so happy for you. You deserved it.
I texted him, and he was the same way he's right now. That's exactly how he was to the text.
Listen,
he was hyped.
Just like on some like Timothée Chalamet shit. What Allison Janney did in I, Tonya, it wasn't like in your face. But her performance was just like
took over that shit.
You were just watching the film like. You were literally sitting there watching the film. Every time she's on screen, you were just like
that's
captivated.
So you know that's when it's good. When
that's a good actor right there.
You watch and you want to keep like, damn, don't leave the screen. Like just stay there. And stay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, guys. So a little bit of background. Allison Janney played LaVonna Golding, who is Tonya Harding's mother in the movie I, Tonya. I love I, Tonya. I low key wish it was nominated for Best Picture. I understand why it wasn't, but I really think it should have been. It was an amazing film.
It was really good.
It was an amazing film. I love that Tonya. So I don't really know much about Tonya Harding and her whole story before, because I've heard of pieces and stuff of it. I didn't really know much about it. I was born in '94, and this shit happened, I think, in '94.
I was like 3. I was
93.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think it was like in the Winter Olympics, so that's probably.
Was it '94? I think it happened. The incident happened with Tonya Harding in 1994. I was born in '94, so I didn't really know much about this story. So it was kind of cool to see this movie and to get the backstory on it. But Allison Janney playing Tonya Harding's mother. Margot Robbie killed it. She was nominated for Best Actress, as she should have been. But Allison Janney deserved this Oscar since day one. I remember talking about Mary J. Blige in my Grammy videos. When I was saying Mary J. Blige should have been nominated for a Grammy this year. She wasn't, but she should have been. And I said she was probably going to be nominated for an Oscar, which she was. And she killed it in Mudbound. I'm so happy for her. Mary J. Blige, probably, I think, the second R&B legend that's nominated for an Oscar after Diana Ross. So shout out to you, Mary J. Blige. That's an amazing feat. Two-time Oscar nominee for Best Supporting Actress and Best Original Song.
Shout out
Leslie Manville, I don't understand why she was here. I saw Phantom Thread. I didn't like that movie. I'll talk about that later. She was cool in Phantom Thread to me, but I'm offended that Holly Hunter was not nominated for The Big Sick. I think Holly Hunter should have been in this category. I don't understand why she wasn't here.
Yeah.
That was fucked up to me. Right. Laurie Metcalf.
She was good. She was good.
I loved her.
She was really good.
I think Saoirse Ronan to me was like alright, but Laurie Metcalf, I think she killed her in Lady Bird. I loved her in Lady Bird. And then Octavia Spencer, I love Octavia, but I don't think she was like.
I mean, I was just like, yeah, but
so I was
I was like, yeah, let's go, Octavia Spencer. And then when Addison Janney one was like, I texted Bright and I'm like, damn, it was like. And he thought I was talking about Mary J. Blige. I'm like, no, I was talking about Octavia Spencer. But then he gave me more of the context. It was like Addison Janney.
No, Addison Janney deserved that shit.
Right, I'm gonna listen to my man. And shout out to her though.
I'm telling you. No, so yeah, he texted me. I was laughing because obviously as men of color, obviously we want to support our own. Octavia Spencer, Mary J. Blige. I'm here for y'all queens. But
we'll get, we'll get.
But then again, Octavia Spencer is an Oscar winner already, so we already lit. So whatever. We already lit. Right.
Us. We just get a little greedy sometimes.
Right.
We want to keep seeing the excellence.
Oh yeah, yo. And speaking of, I was watching The Help the other day too. It was on TV.
Oh, man.
The Help, guys. That's one of the movies I can watch again and again. And I love that movie.
Yep.
All right, but Addison Janney and I, Tonya.
Shout out to her.
Her and that bird and the oxygen tank, and she was like probably one of the most meanest mothers you'll ever see in a film, and she just killed her role. Amazing. She's deserved the Oscar, and she kind of reminds me of Gary Oldman, where she's been like such a consistent actor, and she hasn't really gotten that love like that.
Yeah, been a presence.
So I'm so happy she finally got this Oscar. She deserved it, and she killed it in I, Tonya.
For sure.
My heart was beaming with joy when she got up on that stage. Her speech was amazing.
Yep.
I'm sorry for Addison Janney. She's such a humble, sweet woman, and she's just so you can tell she's passionate about just acting, just being in movies. And I love actors like that. It's not about the money, it's not about the clout. They're just really doing it for the love of the thing. And she deserved that. Anything else you want to talk about with this category?
Nah, I think we good on that one. shout out to the nominees though, for real.
Okay, y'all. So now we're gonna talk about the screenplay categories. Yes. Like we said before, we both we know how important this category is, and we love this category. So let's talk about best original screenplay first. So guys, Jordan Peele won best original screenplay for Get Out. Let's go, baby!
Hey.
Let's go!
Okay.
Yo,
much love to the other nominees, because the other movies was dope too.
Yeah.
But shout out to Jordan Peele, man. That's all I gotta say. Shout out to Jordan Peele. I don't even think we really need to say much.
I can't even speak.
I think folks especially as folks of color, I think that's been the conversation regardless of even when the movie came out.
Right.
The fact that somebody who's been able to put this on screen, talk about especially shit that we already know, that we're aware of, experiences that we've probably all gone through of some sort, and been able to put it on film. Come on, man. And to get acknowledged for that, I love it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
To all the little young black boys and girls, all the young Hispanic, Asian, and black young boys and girls out there, I want you to take this award and this moment as a lesson, right?
Yes.
Jordan Peele, in his speech, he was talking, and I believe him, because I watched the Hollywood Reporter roundtable for the screenwriters, which was amazing.
You gotta watch those guys.
Yeah, we both
Hollywood roundtables. That's when you get some real perspectives.
They're amazing. Yeah. So I was watching that roundtable, and he just like he talked about the roundtable, he talked about it in his speech when he won the Oscar. I think he said he tried to write that 12 times.
Yeah, it was for years he tried to write that.
He was trying to write this screenplay over and over again. He felt like he wasn't getting it right. He felt like he was stuck. He kept going back to it again and again, and he also felt like no one was going to support it and no one was going to understand his vision. when Get Out came out back in February, at first it was quiet for the film, and then as time went on, it was just moving like the speed of lightning by word of mouth. Because of
like wildfire.
Because of how amazing the story was. It was such an interesting story, so different. You've never seen a movie that combined the genres of horror and like
social commentary.
Yeah, like social conscious. Like there's never been a movie like that.
You know, I remember when I first saw the trailer, I was like, I didn't know how I felt about it.
I was like, what is this?
I was like, Jordan Peele making a movie. Right. I mean, everybody remembers it's from Key and Peele. So you know, like, what is he doing? So I'm like, this is a dark comedy, and I'm like, well, I mean, I'll give it a shot, you know. And then once I walked out of it, I was like, shit, this man did something crazy. Yeah. But did it beautifully.
Guys, I don't even know what else I could say about this film. It was such a beautiful moment to see a black man. Oh my God! I think he is the first black man to win. I don't think nominated for, but win. Best original screenplay, which is one of the biggest awards you could ever win in Hollywood.
And like I said, you know, Brian and I were talking about that earlier, about how big it is to be able to do an original story, a story that nobody's done before. Right. To be able to do it, and especially to go through the adversity he went through to do it. Right. Like, you know, big ups to him, man. Like, for real. Like, and hopefully this is just another lesson for all the young filmmakers out there, young like film writers.
Don't give up,
y'all. Don't give it up, man. You see, that's an epitome, like an example, somebody who went through all kinds of hell to try to make it happen. So if you got a dream, you know what I'm saying, stick with it, and you know it's gonna get there. But it's gonna take a lot of work, persistence, and a lot of bumps. But you can do that.
I feel so inspired right now, y'all. And you know what made this win even sweeter? Yeah. If you look at who he was nominated with, I think this is probably one of the best original screenplay lineups. In a long time. Get Out. Yep. The Big Sick, which was an amazing story.
I feel like that movie slept.
So good. The Big Sick was amazing. Lady Bird, although I thought the movie wasn't that great as a whole, the story was really good. Yeah. The Shape of Water, amazing story. Amazing, so original. And Three Billboards. Yeah. I've already told y'all how much I love that film. So, it's an amazing story.
So, like, you know, I'm very, you know, it takes a lot of pride to see Jordan Peele do that. Like, like that. You know what I'm saying?
The fact that he won over all these people.
And that means he's another one. He's gonna be a name again, floating around, not just on Comedy Central. It's gonna be a dude in Hollywood that's gonna be known. So
this man went from Mad TV and Key and Peele to being an Oscar winner, y'all. That's crazy. Don't give up on your dreams, y'all. And yo, his speech was so amazing. He looked so clean in that white suit, that white jacket. I'm like, you looking clean, bro.
Let me borrow that real quick. I gotta go to the wedding next month. Let me borrow that joint, man.
Yeah, he was looking clean. My heart was beaming to see this black man looking clean.
I love it.
Winning, being the first person to win an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay for one of the most interesting stories I think Hollywood has ever seen. Amazing.
Big ups.
Amazing. Best Adapted Screenplay went to Call Me By Your Name. It went to James Ivory for Call Me By Your Name.
Before I'm gonna let him
go ahead.
I'm just very happy. Shout out to Logan. To James, man.
Oh yeah, talk your shit. Logan was good.
Like I love people, like, you know what I'm saying, I love superhero movies. I love the X-Men, like, and I love Logan.
He really does love superhero movies.
I really do. So like, when I saw that Logan got nominated, because
that was a shock to me.
It was. I mean, but I think about it, it's just like, especially with like superhero movies, I don't think, like, have been some really good ones, and I don't think they've gotten like loved like the way they should, because of the fact, you know, superhero gimmicky shit, whatever. But a lot of them, you know, do have some real dope messages in it. But Logan was dope because it really hits you hard. Because especially like myself, as somebody who grew up, especially on the X-Men movies, like since 2000, you know, so we're talking about like 17, 18 years to be invested in a character like Logan, well, Hugh Jackman, who literally took that shit, ran with it. It's, you know, I loved it, man. Like, so really big ups to James Mangold and Scott Frank and Michael Green for that one. So really big ups. Even though I didn't win, I'm happy.
No, I'm glad you talked about that. Yeah. I was very surprised when I saw Logan was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, but it made sense and I was happy. And it was it gave me some faith into where I see the Academy going in the future, and it made me feel like, okay, the Academy's not going to be afraid to take risk and really reward screenplays and movies that are probably a little bit different and not typical, like, you know, superhero movies, but that really deserve it. Absolutely. So that was good to see.
Absolutely. But yeah, go.
Yeah, so I guess talking about the rest of this category, like I said, Call Me By Your Name won. And the reason why I was so happy to see this is because I really wanted Call Me By Your Name to win something.
Please.
I know Timothy wasn't going to win his Oscar, and I know it's not going to win Best Picture, but so I really wanted it to win something, and I'm glad it won Best Adapted Screenplay. And the other reason why I was really happy about this award is because James Ivory is now the oldest Oscar winner ever, which is really interesting. He's 89. He won this Oscar at 89 years old. Which is amazing because he's been a writer in Hollywood for decades, but he's never gotten his Oscar. So it was good to see.
Congrats.
You know, just like we talked about Jordan Peele waiting all these years to finally get his movie understood and to get it out there. James Ivory had to wait until he was 89 to get his Oscar.
Shout out to him.
You know, so that was amazing. And not only just for James Ivory, but just for Call Me By Your Name as a story.
Yeah.
Even though it was adapted from a novel. But I've not read the book, but just watching the movie, I think Call Me By Your Name is probably one of the most unique and just like.
Honestly, I don't even know if I can handle the book, then.
For real.
I have to see the movie because you know how books are like much more in depth.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle it emotionally, to be honest.
For real. I think Call Me By Your Name, the story, I think there have been a lot of movies that have touched on these themes. Yeah. But I think Call Me By Your Name is one of the best movies I think I've ever seen that explore the themes of first love.
I think that was it was interesting because it definitely felt like it's a movie you felt like you've seen before. Exactly. But it was just like a different vibe. Right. It was like something was different. Like, I like the difference. Right. You know. And better. Yeah, it was definitely better.
Yeah. What was the other themes the movie touched on? It was touched on like first love,
like finding yourself. Like,
figuring yourself out, figuring out your coming of age. What was the theme I wanted to talk about? Regret with love. Yeah. Those things have been touched on time and time again. But Call Me By Your Name really just like fleshed out those themes in such a beautiful way that I think when you watch that movie Call Me By Your Name, whether you're white, black, poor, rich, straight, gay, don't matter. Everybody can relate to that movie.
Something there for you.
Everybody can relate to that movie in terms of your first love, or maybe not exactly moving on that person that you were really feeling, or just regret in your life, and living for the moment and living to just living for your own joy and not
worrying about all the other shit. It's like I think and I think in life we all get caught up in that shit where it's like we're so worried about the next move tomorrow. Right. We forget to enjoy that present moment, what's in front of you, how special, how like pure and beautiful that the moment it is when it's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? So
I think one of the most beautiful parts of the movie to me, there were so many, but what's sticking out my head right now was that scene where Elio and Oliver were like kind of sitting and making out on the tree. Yeah. And I remember Elio was like, "Damn, I wish you had told me like we could have been like chilling all summer." And I was like,
that shit hit.
It hit because it was like, that's true.
It's like I feel like it's happened to me before.
Right. Like you like, no, like, I feel like everybody can relate to that, knowing you could have been with someone or done something way quicker than you did it. And you're like, damn, I wish I did that shit a long time ago.
Bro, that's a whole nother video.
That's a whole nother video. So, yeah, we going to start talking about this, but pretty much, end of the story. Go watch Call Me By Your Name, an amazing film.
Thank us later.
Right. To any straight men of color out there that are watching it, y'all probably gonna be like, really, y'all? I don't give a fuck. As people who we love films, Call Me By Name is an amazing film.
Absolutely,
hands down. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, let's move on to. So we're just gonna breeze through some of the technical categories. We don't want to keep talking about every category. Yeah. We're just gonna breeze through. Best animated feature film went to Coco.
I mean, everybody loved Coco.
Coco was an amazing film. I'm glad it won. If any other movie won, I would have been tight. Coco was amazing. Such a good movie.
Speech was dope. Like when they all was on.
Yeah.
It was very beautiful.
So yeah, just some great movie talking about Mexican heritage, and it touched on the holiday. I don't know if it's
Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, Dia de los Muertos. Was it Day of the Dead?
Yeah, Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. Yeah. So that was an amazing film. I went to go see it last year. It was amazing. I don't know why the hell The Boss Baby was nominated. I watched that movie. I liked it, but I don't know why the hell it was on it for an Oscar.
I think they was light on movies and shit.
They were, but The Boss Baby, really? That was nah. I have not seen any other animated movies, but Coco was amazing. Best documentary feature. I have not seen any of the movies in this category besides Icarus, but I want to talk about Icarus really quickly. When Icarus won on Oscar night, I was so happy. For those who have not seen Icarus, I kind of just stumbled upon it last year. I think it came out early last year, I think in March. Icarus is the documentary feature that talks about the Russian doping scandal. Go watch it when you have time, bro. That movie was so amazing, and I'm so glad they highlighted the doctor who was a central part of that movie, because that doctor is now in hiding because I think the Russian government is after him. This doctor, I forgot his name, but he was a doctor that was at the center of the Russian doping scandal. He was the one that was helping the Russian government get all the doping done, and he was voluntarily doing it. And then he finally decided it was wrong, and and then he decided to do this documentary where he with the producers really what's the word, like he really brought to light all the bullshit with the Russian doping scandal and how all the Russian athletes were eliminated from competing in the Olympics. That was such an, especially in this new age with the Trump administration and all this Russia investigation bullshit, it was so good to see Icarus win, because I feel like it was a vindication of just how stupid that the Russians, not how stupid it was, but how sad it is that that Russia was doing that, and how I really believe that Russia definitely colluded with the Trump election. So it was good to see Icarus win, and to me it feels like a forthcoming of more exposure of bullshit from Russia. Just at the end of the day, so Icarus was a great film. I definitely recommend watching. A great documentary. Go watch that. Alrighty, y'all. So now we're gonna talk about best original score. I'm gonna let my man take this category. This is his shit, so I'm gonna let him take it.
So, shout out again, big winner to The Shape of Water, Alexander Desplat. That score is off the chain. It has like a real jazzy feel, classics.
It's dope.
And like me, I'm very like biased towards that because I love that kind of music. So I literally, as I was listening to watching the movie, I was like, oh, there goes the tracks. So I'm like thinking about the tracks. Literally, right after I walked into my car after the movie, I saw the movie. I went and got the shit off iTunes, off Apple Music, and I was listening to it on the way home. So no, the music was just beautiful. I think that's. Then I was telling Bright earlier, it's like I think the score for that movie was what makes me like that movie even more, because sometimes the score of a movie kind of can make or break a film. Like if you really think about it, like when you're watching, like, oh shit, like, oh, I don't know, the music is like vibing. It's like, and then there's certain themes like that for a character or characters that come out, and then you hear it throughout the film, and it's like, oh shit, that's their theme. So I think it's really dope. Hans Zimmer. Anybody who knows films and music,
legend. Hans
Zimmer is the GOAT. Is that dude? He did a phenomenal job on Dunkirk. The last like song, like the last track, I forgot what it was called, of the movie, like towards the end of the climax. Dope. Like it's very epic, and that's the thing about Hans Zimmer. All his tracks really just like an epic feel to it. It's like, oh, it's like that's what it is. So, Phantom Thread, I'm not really familiar with that one, so
it was a good score. It was a good score.
Yeah,
it was a good score.
So it's alright. Star Wars: The Last Jedi, John Williams throwback. You already know. Everybody know the Star Wars thing. That gotta get nominated. I don't care. Every time. I don't give a shit. Well, I will say, I loved John Williams at the end, the finale. They do. They do the credits, and they have that, and he does like a nice little piece. It's like in the 2-minute mark of the song, of the finale track on the soundtrack, where he does like a little tribute to Carrie Fisher, because she passed away.
I didn't know
so
that.
it's like a Princess Leia kind of thing. So it's like a little theme that, and I actually like to play it over and over because it's really nice. It's like, especially you'll listen to it like, oh, there it is. If you've seen the film and listen to that, you'll catch it. It's really nice. It's the finale track. I actually listened to especially the last 4 or 5 tracks of that album, of the soundtrack. I listen to it over and over because it's a climax of the film. It's very well done. 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. I think I'm Bright, talk a little bit more about that. I don't know
to me, I feel like the score wasn't that memorable, so I'm glad it didn't win. But the movie itself, I loved. But I don't think the score was that amazing for that film, but
yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, but definitely, if you know, like, just keep that in mind. You know, as you guys watch films and stuff, to really listen to the music. Like, his composers really do a lot of work, big time work with the music to a film, and it really does. It does make a difference. Like for certain films, like if you listen to like, oh shit. So like, if you ever need any talk about composer and music scores, come see me.
For real, he knows this shit. He really be listening to whole scores too. I don't do that shit. I listen to albums. He listens to scores. I respect that.
I listen to scores more than I listen to soundtracks.
I respect that shit.
To be completely honest, like, you know, Black Panther. We'll talk about a little bit about that later.
Yeah.
Like, I listen to both. So honestly, so
yeah. It's crazy how like the smallest notes or the changes in changes really affect your mood watching a movie, and it affects like the arc of the story sometimes. Like music plays a
it changes. It could change a scene, and it could show the impact of a scene just from a music standpoint. Like when you hear a certain scene, it's like, oh shit, like it becomes that much more memorable. For real. Like and I'm gonna say that real quick. Even though it wasn't even nominated, like "Call Me by Your Name," you know, we talked about earlier about the scene with the dad and Elio. Yeah. That there's like a little musical piece at the end of that scene towards the end, and that's why I was like, wow, this scene is that much better for me because of that too. So
for real.
So yeah, definitely.
Cool. Moving on to Best Original Song. So the nominees for this category were Remember Me from Coco, Mighty River from Mudbound, performed by Mary J. Blige, Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name, performed by Sufjan Stevens, Stand Up For Something by Marshall, which I still need to see that movie. And that was by Common and Andre Day, written by Diane Warren. She's a legend. And This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. I just want to touch on this category quickly. I think all of the songs nominated were great songs to be picked.
I like Remember Me. Remember Me was nice.
I love Remember Me. But this is what I want to talk about. So every song was performed at different points throughout the Oscar ceremony. Yeah. Everybody did a great job. Mary J. Blige did a great job. Miguel did a great job. Shout out to Miguel for getting on the Oscar stage. Go check out his album, yo. His album is so quiet right now, but go check out his album. It's a great album.
Not my album. I be trying to tell you I'm the real Miguel.
Miguel Pimento, not Miguel. Not this Miguel. Miguel. But I want to talk about This Is Me. I have not watched The Greatest Showman yet. I want to watch it. I plan to. But This Is Me was probably the performance of that song was probably one of my favorite moments of the whole entire Oscar show. I almost got chills watching that performance. What was her name? What was her name? This Is Me. It was Kayla Settle. That performance by her was breathtaking. Her emotion, her vocals, the set, everything. It was just an amazing performance to watch, and probably one of my favorite moments of the whole show. So I definitely want to talk about that. Best original song, it went to Remember Me for Coco, and I'm glad it won. I low-key kind of wanted to go to This Is Me, but the writers of This Is Me won the award last year for the song from La La Land, City of Stars, so I'm not too mad. And the people who wrote Remember Me, Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, they were the writers of the song Let It Go from Frozen, so they won that Oscar a few years ago too, so now they're two-time Oscar winners.
For Remember Me, I gotta give a shout out to Sarah Andrade.
What up, Sarah?
For putting me on to that track, because I remember I looked at her crazy because she played that track, and then I heard it like a few more times. Like, damn, this song is actually really nice, man. It's really like a really dope song. So shout out to you, Sarah, for that one. Yeah. Remember me. Yeah, man.
And there's also another thing I want to talk about. In case y'all don't know yet, this dude is Dominican, and what I wanted to talk about, something that I've noticed, especially with this Oscars, Latinos took over the Oscars this year, and I'm so happy because Guillermo won a Best Picture and Best Director. Best Original Song went to Remember Me for Coco, which is a Mexican-centered film by Hispanic, songwriters. Hispanic people just murked this whole Oscar show this year. So shout out to all my Latinos out there. Y'all killed this. Y'all killed it. For real. All right. Best Sound Editing and Best Sound Mixing. Both of those awards went to Dunkirk. Appropriately so. Yeah. Dunkirk had amazing sound through and through.
I mean, it's a war movie.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like very intense.
Yeah.
I think it was actually like one of the shortest. I think the shortest Christopher Nolan film. And
really?
Like, that movie it grabbed you from the get.
Yeah.
So like sound wise, like mix, all of that. Like it was crazy. It was just a lot of all kinds of attention. So I think deservedly so. Deservedly so. I can't really say much about that.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it at that. Best production design went to
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water, I think definitely deserved it.
Absolutely.
Shape of Water had a beautiful production. It had a beautiful set design. Probably my favorite in the whole category. I've not seen Darkest. Actually, I've not seen 2 of these movies actually. But Shape of Water had an amazing set design, so it definitely deserved this Oscar. I'm happy for everybody.
Yeah, I guess maybe Beauty and the Beast could get some love too, because
Beauty and the Beast did have a great set design.
Because I mean, you know, for what it was, it definitely was very, very nice.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast was dope, but I was pulling for Shape of Water to take this one, so I'm glad.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Next category we talk about is Best Cinematography. I really want to talk about this category because this category is very special to me this year in particular, for 2 reasons. This was the first year that a female cinematographer was ever nominated in this category. Shout out to Rachel Morrison for her work in Mudbound. That cinematography in that movie was breathtaking. It was beautifully shot, so I'm so happy for Rachel Morrison. She killed it. And I'm also excited to see her hopefully here again next year for Black Panther. She was the cinematographer for Black Panther, so I'm hoping to see her here next year too. But guys, the fact that Rachel Morrison is the first female cinematographer to be nominated for Best Cinematography at the Oscars in its 90 years is it's a very sad fact, but also very amazing that it finally happened. Very sad, but also I'm very happy that it finally happened.
About time, shit.
Yeah, and I was not upset that she didn't win, and I'll tell you why. Because the person who did win, this is also the other thing I want to talk about. The person who did win, Roger Deakins, I'm so happy for him. In case you guys do not know, Roger Deakins is one of the most like legendary cinematographers in Hollywood ever. He has been doing camera work for movies since like for decades, and you probably won't believe this. He's been nominated for Best Cinematography. This was his 14th nomination.
This is the first time you won? Jeez! Yeah.
This was the first time Roger Deakins ever won his Oscar for cinematography.
Shout out to him.
He's been nominated 14 times and he never won.
Yeah, that's like worse than Meryl Streep, because
for real,
everything and never wins shit.
For real. So when you look at that category, I looked at the history of that category. Roger Deakins nominated 14 times year after year, and mind you, he was nominated for like legendary movies. I think he worked on The Shawshank Redemption, I believe.
Classic.
Hold on, let me let's look at some of his old movies. If you go back even to the 90s, he did camera work for The Shawshank Redemption, Fargo. Wow. I don't know Kundun. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? That was a big movie.
That's a big one.
I don't know the man who was there. I don't know that one.
Yo, that's a man nomination.
He's such a consistent nominee.
The Assassination of Jesse James.
The Assassination of Jesse James.
And No Country for Old Men. That's a big.
Oh, I forgot about that. Damn. And I was just watching No Country for Old Men today. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. No Country for Old Men is my favorite movie of all time.
Javier Bardem, man, that dude was a sinister.
Oh, God.
Sinister.
Legend. So, let's see if we can get any other ones.
True Grit.
Yeah,
we missed a couple. Skyfall.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. Skyfall.
Skyfall is a fucking shit, yo.
Prisoners.
Yeah, that movie.
Unbroken.
That movie had me messed up.
I don't think I've seen
Prisoners.
That.
Yeah, it was Sicario.
Sicario was amazing.
Sicario, yeah. And then Blade Runner 2049, man.
So yeah, Roger Deakins, I'm so happy that he finally won his Oscar after all these years. He deserves it. He won it for Blade Runner 2049. I've not seen that movie, but I've seen the clips and it looked like it was beautifully shot. So shout out to Roger Deakins for that. Moving on to Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Darkest Hour won this, and I'm glad they did because
shit, they made Gary Oldman exactly like Winston Churchill. So,
for real.
I mean, that's enough said on that one.
Yeah, his transformation was amazing. So they definitely deserve that. Shout out to all those guys who won that award.
For sure.
Best costume design went to Phantom Thread. It went to Mark Bridges for Phantom Thread. Deservingly so. It was the movie about clothes in the whole category, and I saw that movie, and even though I thought the movie was dry in my opinion, there was a lot of great clothes in that movie. It was about a designer.
So I would hope that you would have
that he wins best costume design.
Yeah, to have a movie about with some clothes.
Yeah. So it was the one award that movie won.
So good work for that.
Yeah, and Mark Bridges. Fun fact: Mark Bridges was the one who won the jet ski at the end of the night. So he came out there with Helen Mirren, with his Oscar on the jet ski. Like I said, it was cute, but I'm mad they had that shit throughout the whole night because it wasted time.
Yeah, too many gimmicks.
Yeah. Next category is best film editing. This also went to Dunkirk. As we see, Dunkirk took a lot of technical awards, as it should have. It was a great technical movie.
I think that's always been like a thing about Christopher Nolan films.
Yeah.
Like, he might not win the best picture, but like visually and the way the movie's set up, like he's always been up in those categories. So definitely, I no surprises there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, scoot over a little bit. He's going out of frame. Yeah. And then last category is best visual effects. This went to Blade Runner 2049 again. Like I said, I've not seen this movie, but it looked like it was amazing.
But I will say, War of the Planet of the Apes that
shit look good too.
Because shit, they made those like the apes, everything, like they look real, like shit. Real. Like I was like, that you don't even tell that it's CGI. Like for me, I was like, Caesar looked like like he could be standing right next to me, like I could be right there. So I thought I was hoping for War of the Planet of the Apes, just because the way they do that work, they've done with creating the apes and making it look so realistic. But I mean, Blade Runner 2049 does look really good, because I mean it's set in the future, so it definitely, like, I get that, I can understand that. So. Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna. I was during the show, I was surprised. I saw it when I thought it was gonna go to either Star Wars or War of Planet of the Apes, but
Star Wars. I mean, again, I'm biased because I love Star Wars. So like, there was that one scene. Matter of fact, the scene that they showed in the nomination was like the scene I'm talking about, where they fly a ship through another ship in like warp speed or like hyperspeed.
Warp speed.
So like, that scene was just crazy. If you watch that, I remember it literally took my breath away in the theaters. I was like, yo. Really? But I can't even get mad.
All right. The last category we want to talk about, y'all, is Best Picture. So now we're gonna get our our general thoughts on all the movies. We want to just go down the line. So actually, no, let's not even go down the line. Let's talk about it first. Shape of Water won Best Picture at the 2018 Oscars, y'all. And I was telling Miguel on the Oscar night, I'm indifferent. I love Guillermo, so I'm so happy for him that he won 2 Oscars in one night.
Yeah, I love the movie.
And I love the movie. He loves the movie. I love the movie.
Absolutely.
So y'all probably felt that shake. I love the movie, but I was pulling for either Get Out to make a dark horse to be a dark horse victory.
But I had a feeling they were gonna do it later. Like once you get the screenplay, I feel like they're not gonna give us more.
They weren't gonna give us too many awards. They're gonna give us one. But I was really hoping for Get Out to pull a surprise victory. Or if we're going to go for a typical victory, I was hoping for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Me personally, the front runners for this year were The Shape of Water and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. That title's so long. I hate saying it over and over again. Man, I would just say 3 Billboards.
It's like a tongue twister almost.
All right, 2 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. So those were the front runners for this year. Deservingly so. They were 2 of the best movies.
Yes.
In terms of, it's well-rounded.
Yeah, from well-rounded, and I think even from just the dialogue and the conversations that have been had throughout, like, Hollywood and throughout, like, media and everything like that. Those were definitely the films that were up there. Yeah. Regardless, I said, the Post. I like the. I don't think the Post should have. Like, it was good.
I kind of agree with you. Like,
Like, it was like, it was good though. Don't get me wrong.
It was good.
But I felt like, in terms of like, I compared it with like a movie like Spotlight. And the Post, I'm like, Spotlight was like, yo, this was like really intense, really powerful. Like, The Post, I felt like very surface level.
I fully agree.
It was like, okay, cool. It's like, I mean, it was just like, all right, but again, good work. I loved. I mean, Spielberg did his thing. He did. Tom Hanks did a phenomenal job. Meryl Streep, shout out to her. She did a wonderful job. So like, don't get me wrong, but I just felt like, in saying that it's the best picture. I don't know if it was in that kind of category for me. But
you gotta put this in perspective.
Absolutely,
though. Right. What I want to tell Miguel right now is, I don't know if you knew, but The Post wasn't supposed to go into production this year.
Right.
And I think that makes sense as to why it wasn't fleshed out as much as it could have. The Post was I think it was just like on the blacklist for screenplays.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, because even when it got dropped, it was kind of like out of the blue in a sense. It was like, all right, it's coming at the end of the year. Like, oh shit, okay. Yeah. And then they were like, oh, it's gonna get Oscar, like in the Oscar stuff. Okay.
So I think it. So The Post literally went into production, I think, this summer. I think Spielberg was saying that he never planned to make this movie now. He was waiting on it, and I kind of wish he did wait on it.
Me too.
But he wanted to put it out now because of the time we're in. Excuse me.
Yeah.
With us being in the middle of the Trump administration, and we all know there's some bullshit going on in the administration.
I mean, that's what the movie does expose.
We all know, right?
The bullshit that was going on too.
There are if you're a historian or if you just follow government and politics, I don't really follow it that much, but even I can see clear as day that there's a lot of parallels between the Nixon administration and this current Trump administration. And I see a lot of the fallout from Watergate and all that bullshit. I see something like that happening with Trump soon.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why Spielberg and the Post team wanted to get this movie out immediately. They wanted to get out
just to get that message. Yeah, I feel
you. But unfortunately, because they rushed to get it out now, I don't think they made the movie as good as it could have been because they didn't have the time to really flesh out the screenplay and really flesh out the directing and the acting, and it kind of felt rushed. So I'm glad it got a Best Picture nomination, but it could have been a much better movie than it actually was.
It could have made even a stronger case for Best Picture.
Yes.
You know, it's funny. It was nice because the ending of that movie, it was set up like it was almost like a prequel to. You ever seen Frost Nixon?
No, I heard about
Check that joint out. That one is real. That one is like, I watched that in high school and I was like, this is dope. So if you haven't seen Frost Nixon, like anybody like who likes the Watergate to read about that and all that, it's a really dope movie.
So I guess kind of going back to like the winners.
We definitely got sidetracked.
No, it's okay. You still watching us? No. But going back to the winner or whatever. Like I said, Shape of Water won, but I was hoping that if there was going to be a surprise person, I was hoping it was going to be Get Out. But because Moonlight, a black film, won last year, I wasn't expecting another win again for us this year. But
to be completely transparent and honest.
Exactly, let's be real. But for a typical movie that for one of the typical frontrunners, I was hoping Three Billboards would take it because I genuinely think all around I think Three Billboards is a better movie than Shape of Water. Maybe not so much in the story, but just I think in the execution, I think The Shape of Water is such like a nice like family film, like everyone can watch, everyone can enjoy it. It's a nice like sorry, no, not family film, but like it's a nice like I didn't mean to say that. It's like a nice like fantasy like light film.
Don't bring the kids.
Don't bring the kids Shape of Water.
Yo, please.
But it's like a light film that is dealing with like a heavy theme, but in a very like light way in a way. But what I love about Three Billboards is the Three Billboards is so heavy, and
I'm looking forward to watching that.
You're gonna love it. This is what I love about Three Billboards, and Martin McDonagh said this. He's the director and writer of the film. He was saying about the movie that he really liked. He didn't want it to be so black and white. He wanted there to be a lot of gray area. And this kind of relates back to what I was saying with Sam Rockwell's character, is that there was a lot of gray area. You didn't hate him and you didn't love him. You were kind of a little bit of both with him. And that's what I love about this movie. What I love about Three Billboards is that it really allows you. It's really open to interpretation for how the movie made you feel. As men of color, I think there's a lot that we could have been offended by in the movie, but I personally love the movie, and I love that. I think honestly, I think Three Billboards winning would have been the best thing in this Me Too movement, because while The Shape of Water was a movie that was focused on a central female character, I think Three Billboards was one of the other movies in Best Picture this year that was focused on a strong female character. But I think Mildred Hayes to me had a more interesting character arc and character development than Sally Hawkins, than Elisa in Shape of Water.
Yeah, Elisa, yeah.
I just personally think Three Billboards just all around is a better movie, and I not only that, I think it's a better movie that would have had the title of Best Picture than Shape of Water. I think Shape of Water is like a nice fantasy film that's really like enjoyable right now.
And at least Sally Hawkins did her thing too, playing someone who's mute. Like, she definitely killed it. Like with that, with just her reactions and the way the character. Yeah, it was really well done.
Yeah, but
I'm with you on that though.
Yeah, I think once he sees Three Billboards, he'll agree with me. I think Three Billboards was just like an amazing film. I think it's a film that people of color can watch and they can feel a certain type of way about it. White people can watch it and feel a certain type of way about it. I think it's just a movie about
make people have conversations.
Exactly. So I think it's one of the best movies in this category, just like Miguel just said. It's one of the best movies in the category that gets a conversation started. And I think that's why it should have won Best Picture. But it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's alright.
At least it won Best Actress and Best Supporting Actor, so we'll take it.
Hey, man. Even though I knew that movie was going to win. Dunkirk, shout out to Dunkirk, though. I love that movie.
Dunkirk.
I got to give love to Christopher Nolan every time, man. That movie was off the chain.
Do you want to talk about some of the other movies in this category? I'll talk about Phantom Thread because I watched it. Phantom Thread, Phantom Thread, I watched it. It was okay to me. I thought it was kind of dry, and I don't really understand. But apparently, a lot of Hollywood bigwigs love this film. But I personally didn't feel that connected to Phantom Thread, and I didn't think it was that great of a movie.
On my book, then.
Yeah, I just didn't think it was that great of a film. We're really bright right now. I didn't think it was that great of a film.
Yeah.
But I think Hollywood has got behind it because it's Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Thomas Anderson. So it is what it is. You want to talk about any other films in this category?
I mean, I think we kind of covered a lot of the big ones. You know, we hoped for Get Out, but we knew Call Me By Your Name. I mean, y'all already heard us talk about it throughout the video. Call Me By Your Name is a great film. It's got, like I said, something for everybody. Yeah. So the other ones, yeah, I mean, Lady Bird wasn't like, it was okay. I mean, I wasn't really like invested like it in it.
I thought Lady Bird was okay too.
It was alright. And then I think in Darkest Hour, I mean, yeah.
I haven't seen Darkest Hour.
I haven't really seen it, but
it looks okay.
Yeah. So
kind of go ahead.
But yeah, no, for me, I think we kind of touched on the big ones that we really felt like strongly about. So
the last thing I want to talk about, I guess, is Call Me By Your Name. I low-key always wanted this movie to win Best Picture since the award season started. At some point I accepted that it was not going to, but I really think it would have made a good case for winning Best Picture. But then again, like I was telling Miguel, I can see why the Academy didn't want to give two LGBT films Best Picture back-to-back after Moonlight winning Best Picture last year. But Call Me By Your Name, I think, is a movie that will be it will be given more respect and love as time goes on, and it might not be loved right now, but as time goes on, I think people will look back and be like, Call Me By Name, that was an amazing film. So
beautifully done.
That's me. And then, like I said, Lady Bird, I enjoyed it, but I just thought it was it wasn't like that great. But Greta Gerwig, shout out to you for being the fifth woman to be nominated for Best Director. You did a great job directing that film.
She's doing her thing, man.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what else she comes up with. To me, Lady Bird was okay, but I can't wait to see what she comes up with in the future. I'm so excited for her.
She's talented because she's a good actress. I remember her from No Strings Attached.
Okay.
With Ashton Kutcher and what's her face, Natalie Portman. She was in that movie too. So shout out to her.
Yeah. So that's Best Picture, y'all. Let us know what y'all think about the Best Picture nominees down in the comments and who y'all think should have won Best Picture, okay? Alright. Okay, y'all. So the last thing we wanted to talk about is Black Panther, and we wanted to talk about our predictions for what we think is going to land in next year. So, guys, I've seen Black Panther twice. I feel like it's going to... Three times. It's lit. Wakanda forever. Yo, so, guys, in case y'all don't know, I mean...
If you haven't seen this, please get that ass in.
Please go see that.
Seats, which I feel like your subscribers, they're good for that. So go see it another time. Don't worry about it. Support the movie, please.
But listen, guys, we can't predict the future, but Black Panther is going to dominate the Oscars next year. Yes. Maybe not in terms of wins, but it's going to be nominated.
They're gonna get tired of saying Black Panther.
Right.
Nominated for such Black Panther.
Okay, y'all. So I'm excited to look back on this video and see if I was right. So me and Miguel are gonna. I'm gonna go first, and he can go off me. Yeah. I'm gonna do my predictions for where I think this movie will land in the categories next year.
I'm gonna be like confirming or deny. Like
okay, let's see what you think, because we've not talked about this, so let's see what we think we're gonna land. All right, so these are the categories I think Black Panther will get next year at the 2019 Oscars. All right, Best Picture,
definitely,
is lit. It's getting Best Picture.
It has to.
Best Director Ryan Coogler. Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go. And he might be the first Black director to win if it's a dry year for directors. But if it's a dry year,
he needs that.
But then again, if there's a lot of good movies this year, he probably won't win it. Because when was the last time you saw a director for an action movie get an Oscar?
Yeah, no.
So, but if it happens to be a very dry year for directing in 2018, Ryan Coogler could do it.
Ryan Coogler is that freaking dude. I don't care, yo. Everything he's like dropped at this point is lit as fuck.
Well, he did Creed and Fruitvale Station.
Creed, like those right there. Like he's like very good with what the projects that he picks. Like that he takes up. Well, actually, he helped co-write. He like wrote Creed actually.
Oh, he did.
It was more because Sylvester Stallone was actually done with the Rocky films.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Coogler came up to him because he like really worked on the story.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was like it was like a thing, a very personal thing, like about him and his pops.
Okay.
Like, there's like his relationship with his dad and like Creed was definitely like he wanted to do Creed for that. So
like a symbolization.
Yeah, kind of like that. It was because
Stallone
was very like adamant. He was done. Like after he did Rocky 6 and like in 2006, he was done. He was dead with the character.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's why that's why you see like it's much more like cooler. It's like definitely much more cooler like vibe. It's very like a different vibe than a Sylvester Stallone film. So
that makes sense. That makes sense. I didn't know that. Yo, he be putting me up on game. Yo, this man got knowledge about movies. Yo, I feel like I'm a film nerd, but like he is like my father with this shit. He be schooling me, yo.
You know.
So you agree with me on best picture, best director? Is getting those 2 nominations, and this is what I want to talk about. I am not so sure that Black Panther will get any acting noms. I don't think it will.
Yeah, because best actor Chadwick Boseman. The thing is, he was good in the film. Like I loved him.
He was great,
but I felt like he was overshadowed even in the limited time by Michael B. Jordan. And for his performance as Killmonger. So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I love Chadwick. Like he was dope as hell. But I don't know. Like again, we're gonna run into the conversation about the superhero, like the superhero genre. Like I don't know how
it's not respected at the Oscars.
It really is.
Even though it should be, but it's not.
It should, like right. Like you had a film like, for example, like The Dark Knight, 10 years ago that. People to this day still talk about The Dark Knight. Like, right. That movie was like not even a super. Like as a film overall, was spectacular. Like beautifully done. Like the acting was on point. The story was on point. And you see the love it got. Thank God that Heath Ledger won for the Joker because nobody else like
got love for the movie.
You know what I'm saying? So. And Christian Bale did his thing as Batman, but he didn't get best actor. So it's like just to give some little context on that, like. But I think, I get nervous with the actors nominees.
I really thought I actually was thinking about this when I was going to bed one time. I think I was thinking about it hard, and I was like, damn, could anybody get an acting nod in Black Panther? And as much as I want it for Chadwick, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita, Denai, as much as I want it for Letitia Wright, murked it as Shuri. As much as I love,
can't wait for Infinity War with her now.
Yes, as much as everybody just killed it, I'm like, I don't think anybody's gonna get any acting nods.
No.
One, because it was a very evenly acted movie, which is hard for lead actor or actress, and even best supporting actor or actress. You still have to have like a real presence in a movie.
I will be honest. I felt like if Michael B. Jordan if Killmonger was in the movie a little bit more,
you think he could have done it?
I felt like it was because the scenes he was in it, like the dude did his thing.
He did his thing.
He was one of those villains where you actually felt like, I was like, damn, all right, I feel for this dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think if he was in it a little bit more, he definitely could have been a possibility. But again. But I felt like they didn't utilize him enough. Because I loved his scenes when he was in. Like, I love watching him in the film. Like, right, even his first scene when he was in the museum. This dude already like this lit. But
I think Killmonger had some of the dope. He had like a dope character arc, and his development as a character was amazing. But like Miguel said, I don't think he was in the movie for enough time. And I
think Andy Serkis should have been in there more as Clark.
I agree. He was so good in the movie. I agree. Andy Serkis was so good in the movie.
Andy Serkis is just a dope ass actor in everything he does. Yeah. So shout out to him.
But honestly, guys, I'm not pressed about Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman at all. Lupita is already an Oscar winner. And I see Oscar nominations in Chadwick and Michael B. Jordan's future for sure. So if it's not Black Panther, it'll be in the future. In the next decade, I definitely see them getting nominations. So it'll happen. So I'm not pressed about Black Panther. So I don't see any acting noms, but if that did happen, I'll be happy as fuck.
Absolutely.
Best adapted screenplay, I think it will get a nomination for best adapted screenplay. It will get it.
I think it needs to.
So it will get it.
I think Logan definitely opened up some doors now.
Exactly.
Now that the fact that we finally have a superhero comic get like a nomination, I think Black Panther now is definitely gonna follow suit.
Yep.
So we're hoping. That's what we're hoping for. We're predicting. Right. I definitely hope so. It definitely happens.
It will. So it can't go to a best original screenplay because it's based off of comics. So it's already
it's been created already.
Yeah. So I definitely think it'll get a best adapted screenplay nomination. Unless for some reason this is a very crazy year for good stories, but the Black Panther story was an amazing story.
It was an amazing story.
If it didn't get a nomination, I'd be shocked next year.
Oh no, I'll be writing some letters. Best believe it.
For real, facts, big facts. I see Ludwig Göransson getting a Best Original Score nomination. I'll let you take this.
No, I mean, again, it was
amazing score.
I love the score. Like people
that
who
tribal beat.
I mean,
the Afro beat mixed with the hip hop. Yeah. Such an amazing score.
Yeah, I think if people, people who have me on social media, there was a one time too. Like I left, I think after the second or third time I went to see Black Panther. Like I put the Killmonger track on my car, and that shit bumps heavy. Like the music is off the chain. I always forget how it's Ludwig. What's his last name?
Göransson, something like that.
That dude, he's a dope ass.
He's the guy who produced Redbone by Childish Gambino.
There you go.
Yeah,
and yeah, he also did the score for Creed. He's worked with Ryan Coogler with the last 2 films here, so I think he definitely should get some love. Like I said, a lot of the tracks he's done are very dope, very well done. The action scenes, even though the moments with the emotional pieces, the much more like intimate moments, the music is wonderful. So I definitely hope he gets some love for Best Original Score on that one.
For real. And I think when it gets that nomination, hopefully if it does get the nomination, it'll be such a great one, because when was the last time you heard a movie like Black Panther in the Oscar conversation of Best Original Score?
I think I'm excited.
So excited.
Even like just kind of backtrack. I'm just excited to see what's gonna happen next year.
Right.
With this film in terms of nominations, because this is not a movie we've seen before like this.
Exactly.
So shit's about to get on and popping.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna tell you right now. So it's gonna be. I can't wait, man.
Right. I don't think we've ever seen a score that was nominated for an Oscar that was like that had a fusion of like tribal beat and Afro beat and hip hop and like come on,
a lot of shit, man.
But it really grounded the movie.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get a nomination. I can't wait to see that shit. Shout out to Ludwig. I'm proud of you, bro. You killed it. And mind you, he's a freaking white dude from Sweden.
Yeah.
But he murked it. Shout out to you.
Like that track, that Killmonger track, man. And listen to Ancestral Plane.
Hey.
That one where was it? Black Panther, where T'Challa ends up going in. Yeah, Ancestral Plane, where he sees his dad the first time. The music, beautiful. I'm telling y'all, man.
Next category. I think it could land the nomination for Best Original Song for either All the Stars or Pray For Me.
It has to.
I think I'm pulling more for All the Stars.
I think that's the one that's gotten a lot of play.
Yeah.
I'll be disappointed, honestly, if that song doesn't get nominated.
Yeah.
I'll be disappointed.
But I think it'll get it. If it doesn't get an Oscar nomination for Best Original Song, I think it'll definitely get a Grammy nomination for Best Song Written for Visual Media.
Nah, fuck that. We want both.
We want a Grammy and an Oscar for All the Stars and or
we're not taking either or both.
So it's definitely getting that. Unless it's a very tight year for action movies or fantasy movies, I definitely think it'll get best, maybe not sound editing, but definitely sound mixing, possibly sound editing. But I think it'll definitely get sound mixing. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Cool. Best production design. He talked about this before. I think it's definitely getting best production design. It's definitely getting best production design. Amazing set designs throughout the film. We won't leave it at that unless you want to say anything else.
Yeah, no.
Best cinematography, like I said before, Rachel Morrison. We're going to be seeing you here again for a second year in a row. I'm so proud of you, mama. You killed it with the cinematography, with the camera work. And I'm so happy to see you. I will be seeing you here next year. Maybe as a winner. Who knows? But I'll be happy to see you here again next year. Rachel Morrison,
shout out to you.
You'll definitely be here next year. Makeup and hairstyling, possibly. Possibly. I doubt it. Makeup and hairstyling. I don't think it'll get makeup and hairstyling, but it's definitely going to get best costume design.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
It's definitely gonna get all the clothes in that movie. Are you kidding me?
The suits and shit, all that.
Come on.
Yo, Killmonger's suit is still fire.
For real.
Like, yeah,
for real. And the last 2 categories, I don't think it's gonna get best film editing, and best visual effects. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I don't know, because
I don't think so.
Like, especially like the CGI towards the end was like,
yeah.
With the scene where they fall into the train, like that scene, like there was some stuff that was like meh, but other than that, like, so I don't know if it was gonna win best, but I mean, hey, I'll take a nomination if it does get it.
I agree.
But
I agree.
It's still, overall though, visually the movie is beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. Like
for real.
Like I need to go. I might go see
it again.
Time, honestly.
All right, y'all. So let's count the nominations that we think it's getting right now. It's getting Best Picture, Best Director,
actor,
Best Adapted Screenplay.
That's 3. Best Score,
Best Song, Best sound mixing.
6.
Best production design.
7.
Best cinematography.
8.
Best costume design. So probably 8.
8 or 9.
At least 8 or 9. Damn! Yeah! It's gonna get at least 8 or 9 nominations next year.
I think let's go. I'm gonna be like I said, next it's gonna be interesting with these nominations, but we're hoping.
Yeah.
So
2019 Oscars, we coming for you, baby. I'm excited. We're coming for you. Alrighty, y'all. Thank you for watching. So this has been our review of the 2018 Oscars. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't already, if you like this video, I know this is a long video, but we don't care. We hope you enjoyed it.
Appreciate it, man. We really like to sit here and kind of give you guys some insight, our thoughts on the films and everything like that. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
For real. This is what we do. Thank you to Miguel for being on here. This is my guy. I love this dude.
Love this man right here, man.
Thank you for being on my my channel, Miguel.
I'll be back.
Thank you guys for watching. Hey, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Like I said, if you haven't already, hit this video with a like, share this video, and hit that subscribe button, okay? Appreciate you guys for watching. This has been your boy Bright, the RB Kid, and like I always say, guys, continue to live your best life, drink more water, stay woke, and if you're
live in the present, enjoy the moment.
And if you're mad or sad, guys, go listen to your favorite song, okay? Always go listen to your favorite song if you're mad or sad.
No doubt.
And live in the present moment, okay? Alright guys, thank you for watching. This has been your boy Bright, and I'm signing off, baby. Bye, y'all.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no. Relax just a little bit. You don't gotta worry, you can just have